This is an overview of some of the modules in the suite of solutions that MooD deliver into the outsourcing market. If I log into this solution as the CIO, there are a number of needs that are satisfied. If you're thinking it from a business unit manager or a business perspective, they often come to the CIO and say, all of my SLAs from IT are green, but it doesn't feel very green. I'm still getting business disruption. From the CIO's perspective, they've got two big goals. One is to have very clear line of sight from IT investment through to business outcome delivery. In this case, critical business process enablement. The other thing they want to do is they want to be on the front foot. When there's an incident, they want to know about it and they want to be able to articulate and understand the impact on the business in terms of shipments affected, sites that are down, or business processes that can't be delivered. So the way that we brought that together is we take a feed from the incident management system and do a simple mapping through the MooD causal model from those incidents to geographies, North and South America affected, to sites, such as Bangkok, and what services are delivered out of those sites, such as a contact center. We also can see the critical business processes on the left-hand side. Is the IT that enables them up and running? And also, is the end-to-end business SLA being achieved? This enables the CIO to get on the front foot, to know before the business unit managers if there's any issues. So what we've done here is we get a feed from the application monitoring system that's out in the business, and if any of the applications go down, you can see the linkage from the application through to the sub-process, through to the critical process, and therefore organize and orchestrate the team to fix that. And indeed, you can have some different lenses here. If I drill down on that particular application, I can see that A5P actually in the center here supports numerous sub-processes and numerous critical business processes. Therefore, it's got a wide-ranging impact. You can also take this mapping still further and map out to infrastructure and potentially into networks. So you've got the end-to-end line of sight across all of the layers in the IT stack, up to services, into business processes, and on into business outcomes and the strategy delivery. This puts the CIO on the front foot and enables them to have a relevant, meaningful business dialogue with their counterparts. And the fact that it's an operational system, they can put it on flat panels around the globe in their operational centers, so they have a one-team response to dealing with critical incidents. If I now log out and log in as a different user, in this case I'm going to log in as the service delivery manager. The service delivery manager might have a slightly different context, particularly if we're talking about a multi-supplier or a SIAM, service integration and management function. What we have here is the ability for the end client, if they're running the SIAM, or maybe a prime supplier acting in an operational integrator capacity, to see all of the killer metrics together in one place that allow them to manage that complex suite of delivery across multiple suppliers and multiple services. And what we've done is we've tried to get to the heart of what really matters. Which supplier is introducing additional unwanted cost through change control? How responsive are suppliers being in terms of service request performance? Which suppliers are delivering against my IT objectives? Which suppliers are cooperating well with each other? Top risks? Which suppliers, in this case, are delivering ideas for innovation that are proactively driving out cost or driving up revenue in the business? And then down here, red milestones by key programs by suppliers. And then the contractual performance in the bottom right, which is around P1 incidents and SLAs that are missed. But it doesn't stop there. We actually try to answer specific questions. One of the key questions is, how do I get real clarity and accountability across organizational boundaries? Who's delivering what? In this case, we've got a mapping from supplier to projects that they're delivering, to the IT objective that that project delivers, through to who else needs to collaborate in order for that IT objective to be delivered. So in this case, I can look at HP and see exactly what projects they're delivering. Now in the real world, this diagram is much more complicated, and IBM or BT and HP may need to cooperate to deliver a particular program. So you can easily do root cause analysis, and you can also start to understand that web of interconnected service delivery that needs to come together and be harnessed to ensure you're delivering your outcomes. You can take that a stage further by drilling down and seeing specifically for any one supplier, what services are they delivering, what SLAs have they missed, the milestones that are read against certain projects, what the program status is, and then also you might want to look at continuous improvement initiatives, e.g. what are they doing to actually drive up and optimize performance over time. The final view in here, which is always important on any SIAM view, is also the ability to compare performance between suppliers. So the service delivery manager is able to see that clarity of accountability, look at the root cause performance, all in a single view. Finally, if we log out and log in as the final user, which is the CISO, the Chief Information Security Officer, the scenario that we're trying to satisfy here is, how does the CISO make security relevant to a business audience? E.g., why should they care about security? Well, what you've got to do is you've got to try and show that by managing security better from a business unit's perspective, be it investment banking, wealth management or retail, if you manage your security successfully, you will actually minimize disruption to sites around the globe, because you're managing the threat and the incident status and the risk status. Therefore, you're enabling more uptime of your critical business processes. Taking that a stage further, the other thing that you can do in here is you can also go down and look at a very tailored conversation with each of the business units. So in this case, I might be going and talking to investment banking. What is the IT security team doing to enable the investment banking team to do more within the same risk envelope? What we've done here is, again using the business model within MooD, we've filtered the information here for threat, where the threat impact might be high and where the potential for of an incident could cause a serious violation, and we've filtered that list, and through a mapping from threats to incidents to business unit categories through to business units, you can see here that if I was talking to investment banking, I'm going to be explaining what the security team are doing around threat 40 and threat 8, which has caused a serious incident for the financial advisory business unit. But if I'm talking to wealth management, actually there's 3 different threats we need to focus on. But if I'm more broadly talking about what investment in security is doing across the board, I want to focus my efforts on threat 40 because it's got a wide-ranging impact. So ultimately, what our solutions are doing is creating a single portal where different users with different management perspectives can come together and deliver IT-enabled business outcomes by seeing line of sight, regardless of what stage the outsourcing contract is in, through to the end business goal, which in this case is all about uptime of business processes. Not availability of servers, it's about uptime of business process, because that ultimately is the measure of success for a business.